Here with James MacDonald. James, your fifth O'Brien Award win and your fifth consecutive O'Brien Award win as the Keith Waples Driver of the Year. And the list of drivers who have accomplished that feat includes only one name, and that's yours. Put that into words for us.
There's no words to describe something like that, Jeff. It's you don't start driving horses to break records. I'm a competitive guy. I love to win and just about do anything to win. So to be on a list, and I know I talked with Doug Brown last year when it was getting close, and he was wishing me luck, obviously, and it's a dream come true and more. Like, it's something that I never thought possible. It's something I never dreamed of. As a driver, I wanted to do well, and I was pretty happy when I was winning a bunch of races on the B tracks and just kind of making a living at doing something where I got to compete. So to kind of etch my name in record books is pretty unbelievable.
What's the best lesson you've learned about you and your voyage to make it to the mountaintop of Canadian harness racing and then staying there year after year?
It's just consistency. I've said that. I think if you go through the interviews you and I have done over the years after the O'Brien Awards, it's show up to the track every night with a good attitude and try and just be as consistent as you can, because some nights are good and you feel like you can't do anything wrong, and some nights are really bad and you got to try and find a way to not duplicate it the next night.
Talk about some of your highlights from 2025, and without talking about horses specifically, let's go to New Zealand for the 2025 World Driving Championship, where you captured your second title.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I mean, it was kind of something that I wanted to prove to myself. When I won on home soil, you have the people saying, well, you got help from although you knew the horses, the trainers, the tracks, and you have home field advantage. And then I went to Sweden and got my butt kicked, and you start to almost believe it yourself. So it's a real special moment in my career that I can say I traveled halfway across the world and was able to be crowned top driver in a completely different country, in a completely different racing style, horses I don't know, trainers I've never met, and it was pretty special.
How much different did this one feel than when you won on Canadian soil in 2017?
Different in a different way. Obviously, when I won in Canada, the last leg being in PEI was just crazy. It was the whole crowd in red and white was wild, and something I cherish and will never forget. But to do it in a completely different scene and country, and like I said, halfway across the world, it was just something, I don't know, it's hard to put into words. It was a great trip for Paige and I, and her mother came along, and we just had the best time, met a whole bunch of new people and new drivers, and it was an unbelievable tournament, and it was very, very different, but fun in a different way.
You're going to have the opportunity then to defend that title on Canadian soil. So how does that sort of factor into those bucket list races that you sort of mentioned up there? Where does a third WDC title rank among the things that you want to be able to achieve?
Oh, it's just something to shoot for. It's just another notch on the ladder to climb. I think there's only ever been one driver win it more than twice, and I think he won it 4 times. So to pass Jody, that would be something that I could, some bragging rights there. And Jody's an all-time, probably the greatest Canadian driver maybe ever. So to be able to have a leg up on him, that'd be pretty cool, and I would definitely rub it in his face if I could. So that's a long way away, and a lot of races away. So something to shoot for, something to hope for, but I'm really looking forward to it.
And I'm glad you mentioned Jody, because I was going to, but if you do it, it sounds a lot better coming from you. You had a lot of success with a number of O'Brien Award winning horses this year. Perhaps share a name or two of a non-O'Brien Award winner who you think is poised for a big 2026 that you sat behind in 2025.
Oh, I don't know how poised he is for a big year, but I mean, Hasty Bid's always every year for us. he's our Chantilly or Bojangles. Shows up every week now. His first year he's raced throughout the winter, and he's won a couple opens now, so it's been pretty. I said to Paige, every year he seems to do something special, and 2 it was his sire stake or grassroot or whatever, 3 it was golds, 4 it was Grand Circuit, and then 5 he had a down year, but then at the end of the year was able to win an open. So it was, I don't know what he's going to do for us this year, but if he never does another thing, he's been a special horse. Aside from him, I was going to say Strobe Light, but he was nominated. Yeah, you never know. I'm just excited for 2-year-olds. It's such a fun time of year when they start popping up, and the trainers are excited to tell you about how great they think they are. And then first time you sit behind them, it's just there's nothing like sitting behind a young, fresh, willing to learn horse and trying to help them guide their way into a sensational career.
Finally, James, just your thoughts on the evening in general. You've made it a habit of, as of late, coming to these award ceremonies. How was the experience tonight in London?
Oh, they knocked it out of the park. They put on a great show. The food was great. The hospitality was amazing. Just the whole show, the event itself, it looks amazing. It's well run. Anytime you get Mark McKelvey and Greg Blanchard hosting, they're going to do a great job. And Chris Roberts with the voiceovers were amazing, and my brother Curtis obviously always does an amazing job with the production. So it's the O'Brien Awards, I think, is second to none in harness racing, and it just solidified that again more this year.
Right on. Thank you very much for taking the time tonight. Congratulations on the success. All the best going forward.
Thank you very much.